Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to the mixer, and I apologize ahead of time for the crappy lighting today that you will possibly see. It's because today the sun really is not agreeing with me at all. Everything looks terrible, but I'm trying to do what I can with what I have, where I'm at. Speaking of being places where I'm at, today's topic is going to be something that might come off as a little cringy at first because I'm going to be trying to talk about something that I still don't have too much knowledge about. It's about a specific athlete within a particular sport, which is American football, okay? Now, in case you guys missed it, my last video, which in case you haven't noticed, my physical appearance was a while back, I reviewed The Blind Side, a very powerful drama about American football and the impoverished upbringing of a specific athlete who grew up to become one of the greatest tackles of all time. Okay, probably exaggerated just a little bit there, but anyway, I'm going to be now talking about the real life counterpart to that move, the subject matter, which is Michael Jerome Oher, or Williams Jr., Michael Jerome Williams Jr. I don't really know exactly how his name, but it says Michael Jerome Oher. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be talking about. He used to play American football as an offensive tackle, for a few different teams, but mainly for the Baltimore Ravens. He played for 8 seasons in the NFL, and The Blind Side takes a very dramatic turn and talks more about his personal life before, like during his senior year in high school and the beginning of his college days, when he was trying really hard to play football to become a more prosperous draft for the NFL, and he has a really sad upbringing. He had a very, very struggle-filled life, before becoming an athlete. He did play college football at Mississippi. He earned a lot of, unanimous All-American honors, And when he was drafted for the Ravens, in the 2009 draft, he was actually the first pick overall. He was the first round. I believe he was the 23rd pick, but in the first round, of the draft. So later on, he also played for the Tennessee Titans and also the Carolina Panthers, If you want to be specific, he played for the Ravens from 2009 to 2013, the Titans in 2014, just 1 year there. Then the Panthers from 2015 to 2016, apparently he retired. A very short career, right? 7 years playing football. Maybe he just wasn't used to it or something, or just went to moved on to different things. I don't know. He actually, he played a total of 110 games and started in all of them, And there's actually a book by Michael Lewis released in 2006 called The Blind Side, The Evolution of a Game. And it was later made into the movie in 2009 with Sandra Bullock, and everything that I reviewed in the last video. So yeah, it was actually, it was a really good movie, and it was good to review it, talk a little bit more about it, the more dramatic points of it, and also the sports-oriented moments. And I honestly liked it a lot, I really enjoyed that movie, even though I'm still starting to understand how football works and these fundamentals and all that, I have no idea how I'm even going to be talking about this. I'm not really sure how statistics work, in this sport here. But I'm going to be trying to give you guys, if you've seen any player profile on my channel before, how the format is going to be. I'm going to try more or less to, put something together with the moments and things and this and that, And before I continue, right here, right now, as I transition into the next part of the video, doing like the Kamehameha weird kind of thing there, I'm going to insert something. I will put in something now, maybe a play by Michael Oher or something, Hopefully I'll be able to get one without any copyright issues. So let's just go ahead and do that right now. Go!
Michael Oher is one of the most decorated offensive linemen in Ole Miss football history. Oher was All-Conference, SEC Offensive Lineman of the Year, and a unanimous All-American in 2008. A season where the Rebs won 9 games, including a Cotton Bowl victory against a top 10 foe in Texas Tech. Oher was a beast for the Rebel run game. Ole Miss improved from 73 yards per game on the ground during Oher's freshman season to more than 185 yards per contest when he was a senior. In his final campaign, Oher anchored a line that helped keep quarterback Jevin Snead clean, allowing for a 2,700-yard, 26-touchdown season. Oher developed a reputation for being an elite lineman here in Oxford, one that led to him being a first-round pick of the Ravens in the 2009 NFL Draft. Oher started at right tackle for Baltimore when they knocked off San Francisco in Super Bowl 47.
So, if you guys happen to notice that the lighting changed just a little bit here, it's because I opened up my window. It's really freaking hot in here. It was getting stuffy, and I need a little bit of fresh air in here, to circumnavigate my I don't even know, man. But anyway, so here's the thing, guys. There are a few tidbits of info here about Michael that I wanted to share. I tried to memorize them, but honestly, I would prefer to read directly from the source rather than butcher them later, you know. But anyway, so the thing is that he was born with 11 siblings, you know, not with, but he was one of 12 children of his mother, you know. His father was frequently in prison. His mother suffered from alcoholism and addiction to drugs, you know. He had very little attention and discipline during his childhood, which obviously hindered him growing up a lot, you know. And at one point, he was bouncing around from foster home to foster home, you know. He repeated a few grades, you know. He actually attended 11 different schools throughout his first 9 years as a student, you know. And when he was 7, he was placed in foster care, you know. He alternated between a few different homes and even a few periods of homelessness, you know. There were a few moments. The movie does show this, you know, and it's a very accurate depiction. He was actually living on the street or not nowhere at all, you know, at some point when in his youth. And his father was killed in jail. He played football in his freshman year in public high school in Memphis. You know, he applied for a Christian school. You know, there were a few problems because involving, for example, you know, the enrollment process. You know, his low grades, test score. He had to complete a home study program first, but never actually finished it. You know, but eventually, you know, they actually allowed him to admit himself. You know, and then he actually did play a little bit of football, you know. In school, he was voted the Division II Lineman of the Year back in '03, you know, in All-State. And eventually, it happened in 2004. He finally met Leanne and Sean Tuohy, the couple who eventually took him in, you know, and they started to kind of mold him into a more proper contributor to society, you know, as the movie does depict, you know. They eventually adopted him legally, you know. They started to tend to his needs, you know, after learning about his childhood, you know, his difficulties with his youth. They hired a tutor, you know. And then it's funny because he grew up to be a professional footballer, but he actually played, he did track and basketball. He averaged about 22 points and 10 rebounds a game. But because he was so big, he was probably like Shaquille O'Neal on the court or something, you know. He got all-state honors, you know. He led the team to a 27-6 record. He even won the district championship when he was a senior, you know, so that's really impressive. And he was also a state runner-up. But anyway, so eventually he was trying to get accepted to an NCAA football program. NCAA is the National Collegiate Athletic Association. You know, it's like college football, but his GPA was way too low. He increased it from 0.75 to 2.52. You know, his GPA, which stands for grade point average. You know, by the end of the senior year, so he could enroll to the school he wanted to. You know, and he took a few internet courses, graduated, did really well, this and that. You know, he eventually went into university. Now, eventually, he finally got over the required minimum, and he was able to play football a little better. And funny, because in 2005 he actually participated in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, you know, which I'm guessing is a very big deal in the football world, you know, some kind of a little competition thingy there. Then eventually he went to college. He did play ball, you know. But before I get into that, you know, you guys need to understand that he was given many different, how can I say, a lot of people helped him to succeed, you know. Not that he didn't really push himself, you know, but he is a really good example of somebody who came from nothing and eventually very slowly and gradually, it didn't happen overnight, very slowly and gradually he started to kind of develop himself much better, not just as an athlete but as a player, you know. So he eventually went on to achieve something that at one point in his life was definitely impossible. If you saw the movie, I don't think a lot of that is exaggerated. Many of it is close to the source material, so if you've seen The Blind Side, you know what I'm talking about. So reading up on him here and actually telling you guys what it was like almost kind of inspires me to do better myself, you know. But anyway, let me try to insert something else here, maybe another play he did in a football game or something, or anything related, you know. Let's try to find something and insert it here now. Okay then, now I'm going to talk about his college career, which surprisingly is a lot longer and more detailed than his actual professional career, you know. If you guys saw the movie, you know that there was a moment where it was speculated that his foster family, you know, who adopted him, they wanted him to attend their university in Mississippi, you know, which was their alma mater. Everybody went there, studied there, graduated from there, you know, played sports there, you know. Leanne herself was a cheerleader, so their kids actually go there. So then there wasn't a whole other investigation there, but there are a few more details here that I think are more important that weren't too explored in the movie, if I'm not mistaken, you know. So the first issue was that his Michael's GPA was too low to meet the requirements for a Division I scholarship at that time, you know, which is really interesting, you know, of the offer, right, from Ole Miss. So this was corrected by the time he graduated, but there was still a few other issues, you know. The two, his existing relationship with the school beforehand, you know, and also that they hired somebody, you know, they hired Freeze, who was, I believe that's who the investigator was, you know, 20 days after Oher signed his letter of intent. And then everybody was saying that it was not an example of a quid pro quo, which is like, you know, I'm doing you a favor for a favor. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, you know. And they actually just encouraged him to attend the school anyway. But I mean, everybody in the family went there, so of course they were going to try to influence him to do the same, you know. And this is one thing that I still don't understand, you know, be it in the movie or in real life. What is the problem with you wanting somebody who you adopted to attend a certain college, you know? I mean, you like the college. Everybody went there who you know, your whole entire family, you know they have a good program, so what's wrong with you wanting somebody to attend that place? You know, I never really understood this conflict here in the movie, you know. I think it was just manufactured bullcrap, and it seems like in real life it was just as complicated, but to me it's just dumb. So the NCAA actually did not disclose their suspicions at all, you know, of collusion, but then eventually they just kind of let it go, they just let it slide, you know. And so anyway, when he actually did play for the Ole Miss Rebels, you know, Michael, he started in 10 games as a guard with his first season. He became a first-team freshman All-American. Then in 2006, he shifted to a left tackle position, you know. He was named to a lot of all-conference and All-American teams, you know. He was really winning a lot of awards, you know. Eventually, he became an offensive lineman, you know, for the Southeastern Conference, you know, after his sophomore year, this and that. And then he was also academically successful at the school, Ole Miss, you know, because he tested IQ, his IQ score went from 20 to 30 points, you know, and he was actually getting much more measured up, you know, by the time he was attending college. And here's the crazy thing. I'm looking in the mirror here, seeing if the camera's still recording. In 2008, he declared that he would be entering the NFL draft of that year, but he later withdrew from that, you know, because he wanted to actually focus on his senior season at the school, you know. But after that season, he was recognized as a unanimous, whoops, sorry, somebody's calling me, don't know you, wrong number. Unanimous, he was recognized as a unanimous first-team All-American. He made the honor roll for the second time, you know, and he graduated with a degree in criminal justice, you know, which really doesn't make a lot of sense. Before I continue and actually talk about his career in the NFL, let me read for you guys some college awards and honors that he won, okay? 2005, first-team freshman All-American. 2005, first-team all-quad freshman Chrome. I don't even know what the hell this is. 2005 first team, okay, you know what, I actually realized that this is really irrelevant. Let's just insert another clip here of him doing something before I get into his professional career, else this is just going to take way too long.
Many of you know the practice scenes from the movie The Blind Side, the story of Super Bowl champion and former All-American Michael Oher. Rivals.com witnessed the real thing in October of 2004 to watch Oher work in practice under the tutelage of current Ole Miss head coach Hugh Freeze.
Okay, so this is where the video gets interesting in my opinion. You know, normally on a player profile I would give you guys statistics about his career, you know, things that he did, you know, the specific individual accolades and stats and awards, but I'm actually going to kind of narrate a little bit of what he actually went through, you know. So he was actually, he was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. He was the 23rd pick overall in the first round of the draft pick, you know. Sorry, the regular draft. So they actually acquired a pick from the New England Patriots in exchange for their first and fifth round draft picks, you know, and his family was there, his adopted family was there to witness it, and it was really cool. They actually showed us at the end of the movie, and So he signed a 5-year deal, which with a $13.8 million contract, you know, and he started off as a right tackle, but then moved later to left tackle, you know, and then he kind of alternated between left and right tackle there, you know. So he started every game, you know, in 2009, you know, 11 at the right tackle and 5 at the left tackle, you know, this and that. So he actually played right tackle in his very first postseason game, you know, against the Patriots, and crazy because he didn't allow a single sack to happen, you know, and the Ravens actually won the game 33-14. That's pretty damn impressive, you know. And he was voted, he was second actually. He came in second place in the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award. You know, he actually gained 6 votes. And then prior to the next season, you know, he actually went back to the left tackle. Why is it so relative that the position in the damn tackle, dude? So. Okay, this and that. So in 2013, he won his very first Super Bowl ring, you know, in his career after the Ravens defeated the 49ers 34-31 in the Super Bowl XLV. So I don't even know what the hell this is. I don't speak Roman numerals. So then in 2014, he signed a 4-year deal worth $20 million, you know, the contract with the Tennessee Titans, you know, and he actually started 11 games, but then later he was placed on injured reserve, you know, after missing the games, 2 previous games because of a toe injury, you know. But Pro Football Focus actually graded him as the 74th best tackle out of 78 for the 2014 season, so he got that going for him, you know. Unfortunately, they released him in 2015. Then he moved to the Carolina Panthers, where he eventually just kind of fell out of grace, you know. He signed a 2-year deal, you know, with a contract of $7 million, and he said that he would be their starting left tackle going into the season despite his struggles back with the Titans, you know. And he was supposed to be an influential factor in their playbook, you know, and unfortunately that actually didn't happen. It says here that decision to sign Carolina. So basically, he kind of had one of the best seasons, you know, in Carolina and protected, you know, the blind side. And he actually played in 98.4% of the team snaps, which allowed him to amass a career low 4 sacks, you know. And he tied for 8th fewest in the league, and he was actually penalized only 3 times for 25 yards, you know. However, actually later after that, he was part of the team that played in the Super Bowl, you know, the Super Bowl 50. However, in that game, they lost to the Broncos, you know, 24-10. And then in 2016, he actually signed a 3-year extension of that same contract from before, you know, and it was worth $21.6 million damn dollars, you know, with a guaranteed right off the bat $9.6 million, you know. And he was again placed on injured reserve, you know, the same year after having a concussion. He played only 3 games in that season. And then the next year in 2017, after a failed physical, he was unfortunately released by the Panthers. Oh my god. This goddamn dog gonna let me talk? Let me try again. So after a failed physical in 2017, Michael was unfortunately released by the Panthers, you know, and that is where, as far as I know, he retired. He's no longer playing football, you know. What exactly he's doing today, I don't know, you know, but I'm pretty sure he's doing something related to sports. You know, maybe he started a foundation or something, or maybe he's living again with his adoptive family. I don't know, but he doesn't play the sport anymore today, you know. And I'm sorry if I seemed like I was reading too directly from here. It's because I don't really know football too much, guys, and his story is so good that I wanted to give you as many accurate details, make the details as accurate as possible, you know. So yeah, before I finish off, I'm going to insert another thing here, something, I don't know, maybe a play by him, an interview. I don't really know what I can find, but whatever it is, I'm gonna put it in here right now, guys.
Love training camp. Come on, man. You know you gotta love it to be here.
How do you like the left side?
I'm on both sides. I'm you know, the left side. You know, basically I'm just playing football. You know, I'm just trying to be comfortable on both sides. You know, when the season gets here, you know, but just be prepared for anything.
So, in between takes here, I opened up a few websites here, you know, on my tablet, and I actually found out a little bit of stuff, you know. Today he has a net worth of $20 million, you know, Michael, after playing all of those for those teams and signing multi-million-dollar contracts, you know. And today he's no longer playing sports, but he's finding personal growth through therapy and dedicating his time to helping other people, you know. And he also created an app called Distractify. I'm guessing something that helps people distract themselves from stress, you know. But I'm pretty sure that's it, guys. You know, I think that if you guys go online and look up articles, what is Michael Oher doing today, you'll see quite a few different things, you know. This guy was big, wasn't he? This dude was really freaking big. So Yeah, where's Michael now? He lives in his house in Baltimore, you know, and that's pretty much it. He talks about stuff, you know, injuries, brain issues. He goes on Twitter, you know. So today he's just a regular, ordinary guy. Very short career in the NFL, though. I don't know if they are ever this short. You know, Tom Brady's still playing. He's like 45, so I don't know. But maybe because he had a very unorthodox upbringing and introduction to the NFL, maybe that's why, you know. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end it here. I don't really know anything else that I can say, you know. It was really nice to review the movie and talk a little about him, you know. I always enjoy doing these player profiles because I can go on YouTube and get clips and stuff and insert them here, you know, with the proper attributes, you know, the copyrights and all of that, and you know, put in a few stuff. This is going to be a little different from the videos that are going to be coming up in the future. I'm going to be doing deep dives on other athletes who are still playing or retired, you know. Then it's going to be with more stats and stuff, you know. It's going to be more fancy. But here, you know, Michael is a very special player, you know. He had a very interesting upbringing, you know, so I wanted to talk more a little bit about his life, you know, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, you know. I'm sorry if you notice that I feel a little bit unenthusiastic and tired. You know, I actually am. I'm on vacation now from all of my jobs, but despite having a lot of free time, I'm going through some crap right now in my personal life, and it's just let's just say I didn't really feel like recording today, but I kind of have to, you know, because the show must go on. One of the things that is stressing me out is having to you know, get like 30 or so videos done in the short time frame that I have, you know, 15 days before the year is over. But I'm gonna try, guys. I'm gonna try to hit that sweet 700, okay? But anyway, if you guys happen to enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, you might as well also hit the notification button to know exactly what time I upload, huh? And it's all good, guys. It's all good. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.